We can move straight on to Mr. Stefano Messina. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Soyez le bienvenu dans la commission de transport.
Welcome to the Transport Committee.
You confirm you listen to? Yes? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
On vous entend très bien.
Yes, we can hear you very well.
First of all, many thanks to Mrs. Karima Delli, chairwoman of Tran Committee, and all the members. I represent shipping industry. In particular, I'm an entrepreneur of a family business company born in 1921, Messina Line, and I'm now chairman of Assarmatori, which is the Italian and international based in Italy ship owners association belonging to Conftrasporto, that is the federation of Italian operators in transport and logistic, belonging to Confcommercio, which is the most important representation of entrepreneur in Italy. The summary of my public hearing is based on 4 points. Maritime transport main challenges in front of decarbonization, state of the art and general technological perspective, approach, market factors and associated key points for technology adoption, and incentives for the adoption of alternative fuels. Maritime transport main challenges. At the moment, zero carbon fuels and technologies do not exist at the size and scale needed to be particularly and practically applied. Promising solutions like ammonia, hydrogen, batteries require big R&D efforts before they can become viable like fossil fuels are today. Maritime transport is the backbone of commercial trades, and it must be avoided to slow it up, not to jeopardize economies and development, but ships have a lifespan of about 20, 25, 30 years, and it will take many decades before the existing fleet will be fully replaced. Thus, IMO 2050 targets can only be achieved if we will be able to build a completely new generation of zero-carbon vessels within the next 10 years. There will not be a single solution for all situations, such as deep sea, shore sea, local navigation. All will need different approaches. It will be necessary to quickly identify the best technology for each of these, and in this representation we are trying to do it. State of the art on short-term carbon reduction, low carbon fuels, technologies able to reduce energy demand. Mid-term carbon neutral, technologies able to capture CO2 and to recombine it with green hydrogen to produce new fuels. Long-term, zero carbon, great ambition on which we are pushing on. Fuels and technologies based only on renewable sources without carbon emissions. State-of-the-art and general technologies, technological perspective. Light gas pathway, LNG. In the mid-term, it should be replaced by methane produced by biomasses or by renewable electricity. In the long term, by hydrogen. Biosynthetic fuel pathway. Biodiesel produced from waste biomasses and waste oils. Renewable diesel produced by renewable electricity. And finally, second and third generation, carbon neutral fuels. Heavy gas and alcohol pathway. In the short term, LPG, ethanol, methanol, which will be replaced. In the midterm by methanol and electromethanol. Finally, by ammonia produced by renewable resources. The scheme on the chart you can read is synthesized for the general technological perspective, and in particular I refer to slide number 5. Then approach market factors, associated key points for technology adoption. There is a link between routes, trades, market factors, technology choice when setting a course to decarbonization of shipping. This is the very big practical approach of our method. Global fleet is characterized by a very wide range of vessels, carrying different types of cargo and particularly moving passengers for pleasure, like in the case of cruise business, cruise vessel, or connecting mainland or island, big island, minor island, as in the case of ferries. And Italy is a very important country with this characteristic. There will not be a suitable solution for all situations, but different solutions depending on the need that are be met. Short seas companies are usually small or medium-sized, often with limited resources to invest in new technology. Therefore, they are able to intercept government initiatives designed to benefit the public interest. Furthermore, they operate on fixed and relatively short routes and can be benefit of the access to frequent refueling. All this makes short sea vessels the ideal candidates for early adoption of new technologies for environmental sustainability. In this particular moment related to COVID-19, in Italy, we are assisting to a very important guarantee of transportation of passengers, and we are thinking about few millions of passengers transported by shipping. I'm relating to the Italian members of Transport and Tourism Committee to see the numbers in detail about our country on another moment, of course, but I want to underline the importance factor of the shipping transportation of passengers. So challenges related with energy density arise from the use of batteries, both in full electric and hybrid electric propulsion system. These systems have different perspective if this is considered from the local traffic point of view. For these vessels, the problems related to the ship dimensions are heavier, but the quantity of energy they need between refueling or recharging is relatively small. It is not difficult to imagine a future where local traffic is covered by full electric or hybrid vessels, like for urban transportation. And we are studying and investing as ship owners, private ship owners, on this RRD solution with the most important shipyard industries manufacturing in Europe. Regulation framework and commercial uncertainties make ship owner operating in deep sea routes generally more cautious in innovation. However, a growing number of new buildings are choosing LNG as fuel, and there is an increasing number of experimental prototypes exploring the possibility offered by other alternative fuels, like ammonia or others. For large vessels, the adoption of low carbon and zero carbon fuel is more challenging. Their technical development requires a wider approach where all operations should be optimized both from the environment and general sustainability point of view. I relate to chart number 10 that you have, and to respect the 10 minutes, I go to the conclusion. Timing and available technologies are the key points to be considered in the pathway towards shipping decarbonization. Incentives must be put in place to use right now what we already have to our disposal in order to limit as much as possible the impacts of climate change caused by shipping. For instance, LNG is a low-carbon fuel technology mature to be applied. Complementary solutions like cold ironing able to reduce significantly environmental impact when ships are the port and able to reduce CO2 emissions. If electricity is produced by renewable resources, and also in this case, both on-board and onshore investment must be encouraged and supported by the government. The main problem is at the moment we do not have at our disposal alternative fuels and alternative technologies that we can apply on large scale. Before methanol, ammonia, biofuel, hydrogen become effectively applicable solution, an important phase of research and development is needed and must be supported by any means. Research and development in this sector require a huge use of skills and financial resources, which must be adequately supported by both private sector, and we take commitment, and by the government. Thank you very much for the attention.
Merci beaucoup pour...
Many thanks for that intervention. I give the floor now